Hey fellow sightseers, welcome back to the channel, the Epiphany Playbook, my spiritual life experiment to see if I can work with the divine, with the universe to figure out my life purpose. This is day 28 of Limbo, A.K.A. unemployment, and we're just trucking right along. I received a message in my tarot reading the other day about being in alignment with my future and my life purpose. And when I am fluctuating in fear-based doubts or thoughts, that is keeping me from being in alignment with where I want to go. And I talked last time about seeing beyond the veil and keeping your eyes focused on that targeted intention, that future, and not looking at all the obstacles in your way, the illusion that you can't have what you want or get to where you want to be. And so what has come up recently is that I am afraid of what I will be leaving behind. So in order for me to do what I feel like I want to do, I have to move. Not only move on, but move away from my home, away from my friends, away from my family, and feeling like my parents need me is holding me back, placing their life and their choices on myself as my own burdens, because they aren't moving and they have not moved forward in their life. That being around that, seeing that, is what's part of holding me back, and I am falling into that same pattern. And so if I want to, I of course can stay exactly where I'm at. I can get another job and be here and keep doing the same thing I'm doing, but what kind of growth does that offer me? And what good does that do them if I suffocate under resentment for feeling like I put my life on hold to take care of them because they aren't making the choices to move forward? So instead of downsizing their house and making their life more livable for their age, what they're doing is, and what I'm helping them do, is put off their responsibilities onto me. Oh, you can't do that anymore? Okay, now this is where I step in and I clean your house and I do your laundry and I run your errands, and I fix the things that you can't fix, and I get down on my hands and knees because you can't anymore. And I am helping them. I thought I was helping them, but it's not. What it's doing is it's enabling them to stay in the life that they have grown accustomed to for their age. They are living in their past selves, their younger self. And all I'm doing by staying here is helping them. That's not really helping them. So there's something, so by getting this message in my tarot card, I kind of Googled it up, how to let go, how to close out a chapter in your life. And what came up was this man, Hal Elrod, who I have not read yet, but he is the author of a book called The Miracle Morning, and it's something called rearview mirror syndrome. And I made some notes here. It is because we mistakenly believe that who we are is who we used to be. And so we continually view ourselves, our lives, our choices, our futures, our goals through the lens of the past. And it is, he says, it is the most crippling cause of mediocrity. And isn't that what I'm doing? I'm living the most mediocre life. It limits our true potential in the present. So this seemed to feel very, very accurate to me. And I have noticed that I have, over the last 3 days, felt a lot of sadness, and it was concerning to me because I'm not a sad person, and nobody likes to feel that way. And so I realized that sadness was basically nostalgia. All these things were making me think of my childhood and the life that I grew up having and who my parents were and who they are and who I've become and my friends, and just going down this memory lane, and it was just making my heart hurt. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm for sure having like a life review right now, and it was concerning to me at first, and then I realized that what I need to do is reframe what leaving or moving on actually means. So I think part of the issue that I was having, some of the fear and guilt I was having about leaving and moving on, is that I was going to be leaving my parents out in the cold. And I need to reframe that belief and see that this hopefully is going to inspire them to move forward. And if it doesn't inspire them to move forward, because I'm leading with example, it's going to inspire them to move forward when they realize I'm not accessible anymore. I can't do all the things that they normally ask me to do from half a country away. They're going to either have to find somebody else to do it for them, or figure out how to do it for themselves, or figure out a more realistic way to live at this stage in their life. So I have to reframe this experience of me going after my goals in the future that I want is not leaving somebody out in the cold. It's helping them to move on, to accept where they're at in their life. Maybe they aren't realistically looking at who they are today. They're looking at who they were 10 years ago. And quite frankly, so am I. But the past does not equal the future. And if I keep living my life from the place of who I was 5 years, 10 years ago, that's going to not allow me to grow into the person that I am now or who I can become. So I need to figure out who I am now, because my future is going to be a result of the person I decide to be, just like my present is a result of the person that I was. And I don't want to be a mediocre person anymore. I am choosing my future. I am choosing to grow. I am choosing to be a capable individual, which I know I am if I allow myself to be. So I decided that the sadness, the nostalgia that I have been feeling is a good thing. I think it's a sign that I am beginning to let go. Because you only reflect when something's over, don't you? You can't feel homesick if you're still at home. So I think that the sadness that I'm feeling is a good sign, actually. I think it's a sign of acceptance. That yes, I'm going to have to leave some things behind. I have to make it comfortable for me to grow. So anyway, no more looking in the rearview mirror. I don't want to limit my potential. I think that I have barely even scratched the surface of it. I know I'm capable of so much more than the life that I've been living. And as like scary as it is for me, it's also very empowering to look at it from this perspective. So I'm hoping to shift the energy that I'm in, because number one, I didn't hear back from any of the companies that I had interviewed with last week, which is unfortunate. And perhaps part of that was because I was still holding myself back in fear. Maybe it wasn't the right fit for me. Maybe there's still something better coming along. But if I want to be ready for that something better, then I have to work on this. And hopefully when the next opportunity comes, I will be in alignment with it. So I leave for Florida in 4 days, right? Yeah, 4 days. And even though I may not be going on an interview when I'm down there, I'm still looking forward to the perspective that I will gain from just taking a step back and being able to see things from the bigger perspective. That's half the reason I'm going on this trip, because I've always found that getting out of town for a while, at least like a minimum of 2 days, gives me perspective on the life that I've been living and of the things that I need to tweak and change in order to move forward. So I'm hoping that that's what it's going to do for me. And I don't know, we'll see what comes next, all right? In the meantime, I'm still reading my self-help books. I am currently on Atomic Habits. Hang on. Pause for a moment here. I have read so many different books or listened to because I'm on Audible. Atomic Habits. Yeah. And I like it. I like it so far. It's really interesting, and I like the fact that it's not just about a mindset, but it's backed by science on why we have the habits we have, how to create more empowering habits, and how to give ourselves the advantage in detouring ourselves from the bad habits we have. So you can check that out, and you can find him on atomichabits.com, and they have all kinds of templates and resources there too, which I have printed out some, and I'm gonna start working with some of those today. So maybe I'll do a video on that next time. And if this helped you, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Until next time, thanks.